Scenes of death and destruction left behind in war-torn cities outside the Ukrainian capital of Kyiv. After Russian troops withdrew into other parts of the country, the Kremlin calling the images a hoax as President Biden and NATO allies vow to impose new sanctions against Russia. ABC's M. Wynn has the latest from Washington.
This morning, Ukrainian President Zelenskyy set to address the UN Security Council in the wake of alleged widespread killings of Ukrainian civilians by Russian troops, Zelenskyy calling it a genocide. It comes a day after his visit to the Kyiv suburb of Bucha, where bodies of civilians were left scattered across streets and buildings, some blindfolded and shot at close range. This man telling Zelenskyy that he saw 12 people killed who were just riding their bikes or traveling by car. Authorities saying more than 400 people were killed when Russian troops occupied the city. In Borodyanka, another town outside Kyiv, Ukraine's prosecutor general says the numbers may be higher. To the south in Mariupol, the struggle persists, where civilians are still trapped as Russian and Ukrainian forces engage in heavy fighting.
I can tell you without an exaggeration, but with great sorrow, that the situation in Mariupol is much worse compared to what we've seen in Bucha and other cities, towns and villages nearby Kyiv.
Russia denying responsibility, saying the surfacing images are staged. President Biden is vowing to impose more sanctions against Russia and says Vladimir Putin should be tried for war crimes.
He is a war criminal. This guy is brutal. And what's happening in Bucha is outrageous, and everyone's seen it.
U.S. officials warning Russia is shifting troops to Ukraine's east and south.
We should be under no illusions that Russia will adjust its tactics.
France and Germany are now expelling dozens of Russian diplomats. French President Emmanuel Macron is calling on the European Union to consider sanctions against Russian oil and coal. M. Wynn, ABC News.